Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. As you can maybe tell from the title of today's video, it's going to be a vlog of my trip through the Rocky Mountains, Grand Teton, and Yellowstone National Parks. This video is going to be a little bit different because I'm using my voice. Hope you enjoy the video. Bye! So the first day was pretty chill. We landed at Denver and then we headed to a restaurant to have a late lunch. Then we headed up to Estes Park, and from there we went into the Rocky Mountain National Park where we did a little bit of hiking. After hiking halfway through the trail, we realized there was a bunch of glaciers blocking parts of the trail, and we ended up having to climb over those. We were pretty tired at this point, so we just headed up to the hotel and turned in for the night. So day 2, we started the day by driving through town and stopping by a cafe for breakfast. Then we headed back to the park, and then we drove through the Trail Ridge Road and just enjoyed the scenery there. Then we headed back down the mountain and started to drive down to Grand Teton.
What the dog doing?
We started today by driving up to Grand Teton National Park and heading towards Jenny Lake. We hiked a little bit on the trail and then headed towards where the ferries were to go onto the lake. The ferries took us across the lake to the other side where there was another trail towards the hidden falls. After hiking just a little bit, I came across these falls and Loki thought that it was the hidden falls, but I was wrong. They were still really pretty though.
Bro, I swear it dropped like 20 degrees here and now I'm sweating again.
After hiking back down the trail, we got on the ferry again and headed back to the main area. We then started driving to find a restaurant for lunch, and we also saw some deers on the way. We ended up finding a restaurant right by the lake, and I ordered some fish and chips to enjoy. After that, we got back in the car and just drove around, and we just stopped here and there for some local sights. We started the day by going to the National Museum of Wildlife Art and just looking around. Then we got back on the road and started driving up to Yellowstone. We started driving through the park, and along the way we saw a canyon and decided to stop by there for some pictures. stopped by this lake for a little bit. Then we started to drive towards the canyons or geysers. There were so many geysers here, but there was also a really strong chemical smell coming from them, so beware. Then we got back in the car to drive towards some of the bigger geysers like Old Faithful. Unfortunately, when we got there, the geyser had already erupted, so we had to walk around to kill time for a little bit. At one point I accidentally got a little bit lost, but I ended up finding my way eventually. Then we started driving around again and spotted our first bison. We also came across this area with really big geysers, like widespread rather than tall, but I don't know the name of them.
Oh no, I can't see. My glasses are all falling.
Since the sun was starting to set, the temperature changed and it got cold again. Here we finally started driving up to our cabin to turn in for the night. We're going straight in today, starting with a hike on the Gibbon Falls trails. Then we drove a little bit more, stopping at these falls and canyons along the way. Then we got back in the car and started driving towards the Terrace Grill where we had a little brunch. And then right across from the restaurant was the Mammoth Hot Springs Terrace, so we decided to walk along those for a little bit too. We headed back to the car and then there was this whole like bison crossing across the road. We then stopped by the Lamar River and did a short little hike there. After that, we just drove back to our cabin and had some pizza for dinner and went to bed. Today looks like we went straight into driving and hiking somewhere, but I have no clue where we are because I recorded this like 2 months ago. Then we went to go look at some more of the hot springs in the park. And after that, had a little picnic for a late breakfast. We went to go explore the area around the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. And I also hiked a little bit on some of the nearby trails. Then we drove a little bit further towards the Dragon Mouth Spring and just hiked a little bit there.